I'm Susie Singer-Carter, and I'm the writer-director of the documentary No Country for Old People. You know, when my mom was initially sent to the hospital, it was due to a stage 4 bed sore that had gone untreated. And that bed sore turned into pneumonia, sepsis, dehydration, a massive UTI, and 10% kidney function. When my mom was about to be released from the hospital, I asked her doctor straight out if my mom was dying. And he said, no, your mother is a very strong woman, and the goal is to get her back to the base that she was at before her hospitalization. So when I arrived back at the facility, I was met by a hospice social worker who convinced me that my mom would get the care she really needed, better care, in hospice. And it sounded really good, like my mom would get extra attention. And so, of course, I signed on the dotted line. Then the social worker handed me a folder which had a booklet called Gone From My Sight, The Dying Experience. I had no idea what was going on. I clearly did not understand what hospice was.
You're not alone. Even physicians don't really understand what hospice care is.
The focus, especially in nursing homes, is really more on hospice. And the reason is because hospice is now a really big business in the United States.
Hospice now is very different. Hospice is big business.
Death is a big business.
But my mom wasn't ready to die.
In a hospital or in a long-term care facility, you often will see staff people, marketing people from hospice, literally walking the halls, developing relationships with hospitals or with nursing homes, so that when they think that somebody is hospice eligible, they get hospice A to visit the patient.
So hospice is a whole other animal. It's all driven by money. If a doctor certifies that somebody needs to be on hospice, then the facility is still going to collect the Medicare or Medicare reimbursement rate they would have received anyway. But now, a hospice company comes in and sends in nurses and doctors to help. Well, what that does is, now the nursing home goes, oh, well, now we don't even have to worry about that patient because hospice is going to have nurses and doctors taking care of them. And now hospice is responsible for that patient, and they're getting reimbursed at $1,000 a day.
For hospice.
So yeah, hospice is super expensive. And so you will oftentimes see people who are not truly end of life placed on hospice. And when you look behind the curtain to figure out why was this person put on hospice, the driving force is financial.
So while the nursing home was collecting Medicaid from my mom's long-term care, the hospice was collecting Medicare, and they were both under the same ownership.